I hate the excessive physicality in the WNBA for several good reasons, which I'll share towards the end of this video. I hate the officiating inconsistency in the WNBA, also for several good reasons, which again I'll share towards the end of this video. But what I hate the most about WNBA officiating is the root cause of what we see in every game, which has been intentionally orchestrated by the league without notifying the fans or sponsors. The league has instructed its game officials to ignore the majority of the rules violations they witness in each game, and the evidence to support that claim is overwhelming. They are ignoring the rules as they are written in the WNBA rulebook. They aren't ignoring some of the violations. They are ignoring far more violations than what they call in pretty much every game played. In my opinion, this is a huge legal issue, and here's why. The rules are comparable to a written contract with the fans, providing guidelines for how the games should be expected to be officiated. Had the league changed their rules so that the games could be called the way they are, without contradicting the written rules, that would be perfectly acceptable. Horrible, actually, but legal. However, because the league has left their rules written as they are and secretly instructed their game officials to ignore them the majority of the time without informing the primary investors, the fans and sponsors, that constitutes fraud. A class action lawsuit on behalf of fans and sponsors who have been denied what they had been led to believe would happen needs to be filed. Millions of fans have paid many millions of dollars in expectation of a potential return based on how the WNBA rules are written. But because the league has secretly instructed their game officials to ignore the majority of rules violations they witness, the fans have been denied the return on their investment that they were led to believe they would receive. That is deceit. That is fraud. That is unacceptable. The no-call foul party got started just 7 seconds into this game, with two Valkyries players holding Dream players just seconds before Brittany Griner sets the first of a total of 14 illegal screens that were not called in the first half of this game. Shoulder width apart to the inside of the shoes is the qualifier clearly outlined in the WNBA rules. This is the grace given as the outside of the shoes can extend beyond shoulder width. 12 seconds into the game and Brittany Griner commits her second uncalled illegal screen foul by moving laterally. Next we have Monique Billings committing a crazy shoving illegal screen that was not called at all. Here we have Brianna Jones with her feet set way too far apart. Why is it that the tallest players in the WNBA seem to abuse the shoulder width rule the worst? Now we have Brittany Griner committing her third illegal screen of the first quarter. Tell me those no-call fouls don't affect the game. After all this mess, here was the first foul that was actually called in the game. First foul of any kind. Brittany Griner with her fourth uncalled foul of the first quarter, as clearly defined in the WNBA rules. Feet way too apart and dancing, stomping all over the place. Brianna Jones with another illegal screen, but fair to say, not as bad as some of the others. The first of two ridiculous defensive fouls called on Rhyne Howard, who was only trying to get around outlandish illegal screens. And notice that Temi Fanbegle sets two illegal screens in this one play, and then poor Rhyne gets called for a foul. Notice how Brianna Jones places her wrists on her wrists for the first game clock second of this clip. I guess to say that everything else she did afterwards was perfectly fine. Monique Billings is practically doing the splits, and after this ridiculous illegal screen, she not only scores, but got the and one. So here Howard picks up her second unfair foul call, and since it's her third foul of the half, she goes to the bench. The play was reviewed and denied, so Howard gets a foul and the Dream lose their challenge. Listen to how the announcers only talk about Rhyne Howard with absolutely zero mention of the illegal screen which forced her into Burton.
I don't agree with that call one bit. That was very good defense by Howard. She moved her feet, she cut her off. Burton actually lost her own footing. So Atlanta will actually challenge this, and Chris Nesco may have your same sentiments, Tabitha, and as he has a discussion with Taylor Fury, we'll wait for the results. So the call stands as they were looking at the foul that was committed by Rhyne Howard on this play. And it's the left elbow and then the left foot. At first I didn't see it, but right here, look at the left elbow. She doesn't mean to get Burton in the throat. It's the height difference. But as she's trying to get around the screen, she brings that elbow up.
Brianna Jones once again demonstrating a textbook illegal screen. And here, just 6 seconds later, she's doing it again. Hey, since the refs aren't calling it, I'll do it all day long. Okay, this is the play that had Angel so angry and going off about the officiating after this game. Notice how Carlton has her left arm around Reese's waist, even while Reese is in the air and coming back down. A terrible missed call, but Reese had more than 20 no calls go in her favor in this game alone. Angel thought so too, but that doesn't mean much. Reese with another textbook screen, well, at least by WNBA standards, that is. And here's another one. Yet another ridiculous screen by Reese, and this time the end result was a three-pointer scored. Once again, here's Reese throwing her shoulder up into her defender. These need to be called. These aren't the worst we've seen her do by any means, but they need to be called or they'll just continue and get worse. Reese had just knocked the ball out of Carlton's hands. How is this not taunting? No call, foul by Reese with shoulder bump on her way to the basket. No call, foul by Reese with 2 shoulder bumps on her way to the basket. This video shows clips of about a dozen times that Angel Reese committed fouls that were not called, all in just the 4th quarter of this game. Instead of complaining about the refs after the game, Angel should have taken them out to dinner because she caught a ton of breaks.
Look at, here we go. It's just, it's